Welcome back to another episode of the Borussia Dortmund Career Mode here on FC25. It's the start of Season 2. We have roughly 70-ish million to spend. Now, I already did do some action on here. Let me just go and show y'all. I did go ahead and do some action here by bringing in two free agent center backs. These pre-gens, regens are looking really good this year, to be honest. We bring in Yannis Martin, 6'2", 75 center back. Then we bring in Javier Cabrera. He goes ahead and rejects Girona to come over to Dortmund in Germany. We bring him in for free at 76 overall, 19 years old, 5'11". He's probably more of a right back, if anything. These are just backup players for our team. I did go ahead and transfer list a bunch of players in our squad to just try and get our money up a little bit. A lot of these older guys, this is a very older squad, so a lot of these older guys have been transfer listed, including the likes of Sebastian Haller, who is just coming back from loan. We have Gross, who is actually retiring at the end of the season, so we can't sell him, so we'll have him for one more season. But Kobel is our main keeper as always. Sule, Anton, and Schlotterbeck are part of our squad as well. Koulibaly could be loaned out. Martin Cabrera is obviously there. We don't necessarily need a right back because we are switching kind of formation, switching styles as well. We are going to the formation that I played against Club Brugge in the second leg, where I tried the Amarin ball tactic I found on Twitter. We're going to play with that the entirety of the season here. Well, that's the aim, is to play with the entirety of the season. So we have our three center backs here. I know that's not showing Schlotterbeck here. Let me just go ahead and put Schlotterbeck. Where is Schlotterbeck? Oh, not Schlotterbeck, Sule. Sule there. And then our two cams are Brandt and Eze at the moment. There's a certain striker I want to bring back to the club, but he's not priority number one. And then obviously we have people like Nemecha, Gross. We could bring back Joe Bellingham even though we didn't use him at all. We have Adeyemi for the bench. We have Bayer, who might be sold as well. There's a lot of action that could be going down in this transfer window. And our first player gone out of this season is Sebastian Haller. He has been sold for roughly 13 million to Sporting CP, so he'll be going over to Portugal. We just weren't going to use him, especially if we go ahead and get into the player that I want to bring into the squad. We're just not going to need him at all. And then next player gone is another striker, the backup for this season, which has been Bayer. He is gone to Ipswich for roughly 20 million as well. We could have got another 8.3 million, which is fine. But hey ho. Welcome to the player I want to bring into the squad. We want to bring in Robert Lewandoski. He might have snaked Borussia Dortmund to go over to Bayern Munich, but who hasn't? That goes to Dortmund. They normally always go to Bayern Munich if they move away from the club. We are going to go ahead and have a renaissance with Robert Lewandoski. We're going to offer 23 million here. They want Sule plus 16 million, which means they roughly want 40 million. I just don't want to spend that much. My max with him is about 35 million in all honesty. So we're going to try and get him very cheap. 28 million his market value straight up. They say yes to that. Robert Lewandowski should be coming back to Borussia Dortmund. It's obviously going to be crucial. He's 36 years old. I'm paying 28 million for a 36-year-old. It's absolutely absurd, but you know what? It's for Robert Lewandowski. It's going to happen. 100,000. You got to take a 40,000 pay cut. That's exactly what you'll take. And Robert Lewandowski, welcome to Borussia Dortmund. Welcome back to Borussia Dortmund. Welcome back to Dortmund. You'll get number 9 back for sure. Don't know who has it, but you'll get it back. Robert Lewandowski. Was you number 9 at Borussia Dortmund? I'm assuming you had to be, right? We say hello to a midfielder that spent his life at Wolves, then went over recently to Saudi Arabia. We're going to drag him back into European football over to Germany. Ruben Neves, welcome to Borussia Dortmund. You and Nemecha, Emre Can, Sabitzer will pair along nicely in that midfield duo. I'm going to need somebody that can definitely hold it down. Ruben Neves, welcome to Wolves. We say goodbye to Salih Özcan, 8.875 million over to Galatasaray. We're going to have to start saying some goodbye to some players that we possibly shouldn't be saying goodbye to. I need the funds. I still need a center back, another center back. I want to bring in a Cam. That should be relatively cheap, though. And I want to bring in a right midfielder to possibly replace Maulin or battle a starting spot for Maulin, which means we might have to, unfortunately, sell Gio Reyna, which I just don't want to do. So maybe we stick it out with Maulin and Reyna. And there's one of the players that we possibly shouldn't be saying goodbye to, that he could still be good for us. Emre Can. We say goodbye to him. He has been sold to Wolves for $15.5 million. We loan out Julian Durnville as well. He just wanted to get the game time. We have Adiemi and Bino Gittins that are both better on there. I am going to go ahead and take a tournament. Do I think I can win this one? Yeah, I think I can win this one. I'm going to take the tournament because I want the cash. Now, I don't expect us to go to plan or expect this to really work at all, but Barcelona just offered, well, just try to buy Sule for me. So, you know what? I said, fuck it. Why not? If they can give me Sule for and include Araujo at a cheaper rate, like 30-ish million. I know it's only 50 and they want around 80. Yeah, okay. See, I expected that to happen. They want close to 100 million for Ronald Araujo. So Araujo is just not an option for us at all this season. And we say hello, what is actually turning out to be a cheaper deal than I thought was going to have to happen. Only $19.5 million for Bayer Leverkusen center back Kosunu. He'll join as possible backup, possible starter for Antoine Sule. Obviously, they're getting on the other side. They could possibly be replaced by Kosunu. I am putting a lot of trust in those two younger center backs that I bought in on free off camera, just simply because I don't have the money to bring in all these center backs. So those two free agents are actually going to save me a lot. So Kosunu joins that squad. That we now have a good amount of center backs and a good amount of squad depth in that team for that position. So we still need a right mid. I still want to bring in a Cam. And honestly, probably need to bring in another midfielder because we just got rid of Emre Can. And the Cam I said I wanted to bring in, he's young and he's cheap. He's a high prospect in English football at the moment. And he goes by the name of Ethan Nwaneri. Just scored his first Premier League goal for Arsenal. He has a goal in the Carabao Cup, I believe, as well. 2 goals already. He's being very nurtured by Mikel Arteta at the moment, not just thrown in the deep end. He should have been playing for Ode when he was out, but he hasn't been. But he's now coming over to Borussia Dortmund to be a support wing or support Cam and possible winger for Julian Brandt, Eze, and possibly Maulin as well. But 3.4 million is a steal for Ethan Nwaneri. Welcome to the squad. We say goodbye to Koulibaly for the season, loaned back out to Lazio, so we'll see him in a year. We say goodbye to Mukoko. He has gone to Man United for a year, and come next season, if there is a next season, if we don't win the Champions League and the league this year, then Mukoko could be our starting man as well. Gadashi's starting time could be over. We say goodbye to Julian Ryerson. I am risking this one for the biscuit as well. I am banking on the back that we don't go back to a 4-back, and if we do, one of those 2 younger center backs is going to have to play right back. Ryerson has gone for $17.8 million. Cole Campbell has been loaned out to loan to buy as well to Almeria. Don't really care if he goes either, to be honest. Alright, so this is actually what I thought was going to happen. I just wasn't quite sure because they didn't really identify it. I knew top 4 in Champions League doesn't mean automatic Champions League like the Premier League, and that just wasn't really sure if they coded it well enough in this game. So we are in the qualifying round of the Champions League, and we are taking on Servette in the Champions League. I'm not going to go ahead and play this because I expected, but PSV versus Celtic in itself is absolutely absurd to see. We should be able to get the job done. I will simulate through it. I will jump in if need be, but we should be getting a win here. And Ebericheze makes it 1-0 in the 37th. They level things up here. Carvelle makes it 1-1. And the match in the 82nd minute or 83rd minute gives us the lead once more. It's 2-1. We say goodbye to Anton. What? I never accepted a deal to sell Antoine. The release clause. He has a release clause. Why did it never told me? We loaned in Magnus Madsen, a youngster from Arsenal, center mid. He'll be experienced, 79 overall. Martin Odegaard pre-gen. But I never accepted, or obviously you can't really accept the release clause. I never got notified of a release clause. Antoine has been sold. We say hello to Leroy Sané. We're going to ignore the fact that we just got a center back sold out of absolutely nowhere in the rig game. We're just going to use Ben Sabiani as the backup center back. Kosunu starts now. And then our two other younger center backs is going to be marquee to this team now for sure. We say hello. We say goodbye. We say hello to Leroy Sané. He swaps over from Bayern to Dortmund for 47 million. Welcome to Dortmund. We are going to risk it for the biscuit and quick sim here. The second leg, we win 2-1 on the day, 4-2 on aggregate. I don't know if we go into another qualifying round or we have confirmed ourselves in the league phase. It's another qualifying round, this time against Galatasaray. We'll play at least the first leg here for sure. And so, let's go ahead and jump to this game. Let's play this one. Lewandoski, I struck his rate down to 85 overall. Brandt, Eze as the KMs, Bino Gittins, and Sane on the wing. Sabitzer and Neves as our midfield duo. Sule, Kosunu, and Schlotterbeck as our back three. With Kobel in net, let's get into our first game of the season. It's going to be a Champions League qualifier versus Galatasaray. Here we go. First game of the season. First game for me. First proper game of me in this new formation, new system. I hate three backs, so we'll see how well this goes and see how long it lasts. Neves down to Leroy Sané. Leroy Sané trying to find Robert, can't do so. Oh, that's a great ball out wide if Sané can get there, which he does in Leroy Sané. He might be by himself, but there's a certain Robert Lewandoski, who's back at Borussia Dortmund, back on the score sheet. It's 1-0 for Borussia Dortmund here. And Lewandoski takes the lead for the Germans. Zaniolo. That's a good ball into Cone. It's a great tackle by Schlotterbeck. It's out for a corner. No, it's not. He's not even out for a corner. He got a goal kick out of that. Wow. Leroy Sané. Out wide to Eze. And Eze now in for Kosunu. Don't know why he's there, but sure, why not? Kosunu now across the face of the net. Julian Brandt is there, and it's 2-0 for Borussia Dortmund. Bashawai sprinting away from Kosunu. That's never a good thing. That's a terrible ball. Kobel's coming out. Bashawai's there. That was a mess for me, myself, and I only. 2-1. They get one back. Can only blame myself there. Leroy Sané trying to get back to cover. Can't do so. Bashawai in the box now. Schlotterbeck. Cross comes in. Straight to Kobel. And that's halftime. 2-1 up at the break. It'll fall for Eze eventually. Eberiche Eze over the top for Julian Brandt. Julian Brandt, oh my lord, he tried to find Lewandoski. That was well off target. Deflected pass straight to the keeper. Wow. Whole bunch of changes. We have Gadashi coming on. We have Waneri coming on. We have, don't know if I bought on Marlin. I don't think I bought him Marlin. Maybe. I might have bought him Marlin. We bring on Adieme. We bring on the young center mid that we just loaned in from Arsenal, and we bring on a young center back that we bought in obviously for free. Sané whips it across. Adieme can't connect. Waneri, second ball, no. Sané up the field. Gadashi is in no man's land by himself at the moment. He's not going to win the ball, but it'll fall for Waneri and the youngster, the young prospect. Waneri, his shot's off target massively. Adieme down the left-hand side, trying to get a third right before the game. Adieme across the face of the net. No, that's going to be game over. A 2-1 win in our first leg against Galatasaray. First game of the actual league season here. We take on Wolfsburg at home. We're going to go with the strongest possible lineup, which is this. Let's get into it. We want to kick the season off on a high note here, and a win must do it. Nemecha versus Nemecha is possible down the line, obviously. The Nemecha brothers at each respective club, and we might be down behind 1-0 already. Thiago Tamos into Cerny, and Kobel with the first save of the season. Out for a corner. We got to wake up here. Cerny to make it 1-0, and Wolfsburg break the deadlock. It's 1-0. Sané, Robert, Julian Brandt. Julian Brandt, a quick and instant reply. It's 1-1. There ain't enough time to talk about Cerny before we're in the back of the net. Eberiche Eze, Leroy Sané, Robert Lewandoski over the top for Julian Brandt. Oh my lord, header is off target. Chance right before the halftime break to make it 2-1 for Wolfsburg. It's a free kick in a relatively dangerous situation. And Cerny has a brace. It's 2-1 for Wolfsburg. We'll go halftime down 2-1. Sabitzer, Brandt, Robert, Eze, back to Lua. Lua, first time finish, and Robert Lewandoski. Welcome back to the Bundesliga. This time back with Borussia Dortmund in front of the yellow wall. 1-1, or 2-2, I should say. Robert Lewandoski is back, and he's better. Sabitzer, probably not the player you want on a counter-attack, on a breakaway like this, but he's going, he's trying. Sabitzer will lay it off for Eze, and Eze will finish it off. 3-2 for Borussia Dortmund. We take the lead back. Well, we take the lead for the first time, actually. Out wide for Brandt. Julian Brandt now. Julian Brandt to make it 4-2 for Dortmund. We are breaking free. Whole bunch of changes here. Matson coming on for Sabitzer. We have Cabrera. Oh, no, not Cabrera. It's the other younger center back coming on. And then Daniel Mullen coming on for Leroy Sané. And Daniel Mullen getting taken out instantly in his first couple of touches. Julian Brandt. Robert Lewandoski. Robert Lewandoski. A brace for Robert. 5 for Dortmund. And what seemed like to be a tight and close game is now exploding to be a wide open scorer for Borussia Dortmund in their home opener, their season opener. And Brandt, still Jules, into Robert for his hat-trick in his return to the Bundesliga. And Robert Lewandoski has a hat-trick on his Borussia Dortmund return in Bundesliga action. 6-2 on the day for Dortmund. 3 coming from this man, Robert Lewandoski. He might be 36-year-old. He might be starting to deteriorate, but he is still good enough to put the goals in the back of the net. He still has the brain to be able to do that. 6 for Dortmund here. That is game over. Borussia Dortmund 6, Wolfsburg 2. An explosive start to our season in the Bundesliga. Robert Lewandoski on his return to Bundesliga action gets a hat-trick in front of the yellow wall. Absolutely amazing. And so when we come back, we'll close out the transfer window action. We have that qualifying round against Galatasaray. We have Mainz in the league. We have Leverkusen up next. RB Leipzig as well. So a good episode tomorrow for sure. And then we have Bayern Munich in the next episode where we have Münster in the DFB Pokal. I want to win the DFB Pokal. I want to make a statement in this second season. Kind of want to win everything. I don't know how to feel about this 3-back yet. It's obviously scored us 6 goals, but you can see we were struggling at the beginning of the game, conceding 2 very early on. 1, and then 1 was a free kick, but it was very wide open at some points. So who knows? But let's go and leave a like and subscribe, and peace out.